I assure you. There are no ibis to be taking pictures of. There are no squirrels to be taking pictures of. But for this 30-minute musing, I'm just getting my ass back home. I feel pretty wide awake. I had about half a cup of coffee, and there was some cake lying around up in the newsroom. Well, and there's a quick story. One of the good guys. Well, they're all. I don't have problem one with anybody in this place. Tell you the truth. The old station I was at, yeah, that seemed really just, they didn't give a shit, and unless you were in their back pocket, they gave less of a shit. This place, I don't have problem one with anybody, you know? I don't. And there was, one of the guys retired. Today was his last day. On a Wednesday. That's how fucking smart he is. His last day of work was a Wednesday. He starts his weekend early. Michael Wolf. Good guy. And, you know, they had a little fond farewell thing for him. There was, like I said, there was a cake, which I partook into that. Had a piece of cake. Apparently there were a couple of celebratory drinks earlier before I had gotten in. That's all right. You know, I'm going to go home and throw me down a drink. Templeton Rye. But, yeah, so it's, you know, one of those things where, like, not to say that I was, you know, dare I say, in good with Senor Lobo, as I once called him. that was when the whole news crew went out. We went bowling one night. And I just came up with that, which I'm sure he's never heard before here in South Florida. Yeah, Senor Lobo. You know, Wolf, think about it. Come on, that's funny shit. You didn't think of it. But outside of that, I mean, it's not like we ever, you know, crossed paths much or, you know, met up for this and that. No, just one of the good guys, you know? Just, boy, I hope, well, because there's got to be some kind of rotation. I don't know who's going to get shifted around into what spot and who's going to go where and this, all that. You know, even some of the people that are just kind of spot checked in for the weekends and shit. I mean, even they, no problem with them. You know, just a bunch of good people here. Well, that's why, you know, maybe sometimes you've had a job where it's like, oh, I can't wait for this asshole or this bitch to leave, whatever the case is. No, not here. Not here. And this is whether it's layoffs or whatever. Like, we've had good people come and go. You know, that's kind of the shits of it. There hasn't been anybody in this building on the regular that I've had a problem with. Nobody that's a regular, I gotta say. There was a guy that was a fill-in one day that I knew. No, he was there 2 days. Totally avoided eye contact that first day. But that's because he worked at the old place. And boy, he was abstract. He was a piece of work. But beyond that, and he's just a filler. He's only been in the building twice, and I've been there, 2 years now? So that's pretty good. If I only see him once a year, that's tolerable. But everybody else that has left the building on whatever terms, there's always just been good people. So, I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of morose to some degree. Like, man, you know, Michael Wolf's out. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, he always had good timing on his jokes. And just really, like, I could see him to some degree getting along with my brother, oddly enough. Now, my brother curses like a sailor and drinks like one, too. But, I mean, as far as, like, you know, the old movies and shit like that, like the Cary Grant flicks, and, you know, Michael's a big guy on, like, old motorcycles and, like, World War II fighter jets and shit like that. They'd get along great like that. So it's like, I imagine if my brother were to ever become, like, to have a filter on his life, he'd kind of be like Michael, cool, calm, and collected, which my brother is none of those things, but, you know, just the interests that they have. And it's, you know, like, that's the cool part of it. It's like, I could somehow see them getting along, but yet button heads at the same time. If they want to talk motorcycles and shit like that, they're getting along just great. They want to talk, you know, old Bogart and Cary Grant movies, they'd get along just great. Hey, shit, my brother would have some scotch, and I know that's Michael's drink of choice. If I had some, I would toast to him tonight, but I got that Templeton Rye. That's all I got to work with, but damn it, that'll be a cheers for him. That will definitely be a cheers for him. And if I remember right, because I'm not so much in those loops, you know, like, that's not so much gossip. You know, it's just like, well, he's set to retire and all that. Well, set to, he's done. Hopefully he's home and relaxing. I don't know if he has a cigar, but whatever, however he wants to relax tonight, do it up. Absolutely. But I hope he's got some of that scotch. Go for it. Have that extra nip, that little extra nightcap. The fuck you got to do tomorrow? Nothing. Well, yeah, whatever. I don't know what well, like I said, not knowing part of the gossip and all that stuff, I believe he's got a home up in Georgia or something like that. I don't know if he was looking to sell that, because I did hear him in just kind of crossing through the newsroom back to the sports studio. He was looking to sell a house. I think that was the local one here in South Florida. I want to say like in Tamarack or some shit like that. He was looking to sell a house, but he had one up in Georgia, and he's I don't know how much of an outdoorsman he is, but just that outside kind of country scene, and get out on the motorcycle, and just cruise through, and it's nothing but kind of forest land around you. Like that totally seems like his deal, Oh, why the fuck did I go several exits beyond where I need to go? I'm already on Pines Boulevard. Oops. Keep going north, I suppose. Too busy. I got lost in the talk here. Oh well. A lot of motorcycles here at the Hooters on Pines and University. Huh. Maybe it's a bike night thing they do. At any rate. Yeah, so that's, another one of the good guys out the building. But at least it's on his terms. For the people that get laid off or otherwise, yeah, that's kind of the shits. Hopefully they make their way back into the business or back into the building to whatever degree. But for Mike, yeah, it's all the best to him. So it was kind of a, dare I call it a downer day, But like I said, because it's on his terms, and I'll say that about any job. If somebody can leave on their own terms, more power to them, and I wish them all the best. So that'll be my toasting as once I get my narrow little ass home. Yeah, retirement, I ain't got that luxury just yet. Gotta wait on it a little bit. A little bit, yeah. I've been in the business like 5 years. Yeah, any day now I'm gonna retire. Shit. And I think he did about 35. I got a ways to go. Got a ways to go. Well, we'll see how it all can be. Well, what else was going through my mind? Hell, I don't know. I could talk sports. I want to try to keep this a little upbeat, though. I don't want to be like, oh, here's some more negative shit. No, let's try to ride that wave of good news and, best wishes and all that shit. Shout out, how about this? Shout out to my boy. And shit, I ain't seen him in forever since we were in school. But, the man with 37 names. Jerome, Alex, Cowell, whatever, man, he's all over the joint. The Cowell era. Man, it ain't begun, it's been going. He's said it himself, he's kind of feeling the love, he's feeling blessed with everything that he's doing and all the positive vibes he gets on feedback for what he's putting up on Facebook. Excuse the yawn, but that'll happen. He had put up a picture of Sammy Davis Jr. on his, I think that's his profile pic right now. Sammy Davis Jr. like leaning on this dope-ass sports car. Looks like could be a nice Corvette or something, I don't know. I'm not a gearhead, sorry, but Sammy Davis Jr. kind of standing there all dapper, leaning on his sports car. And, I just wrote him a quick message. It's like, hey, Jerome. He labels his name as Alex. I think that's his middle name. I'm not sure. But I'm like, yo, Jerome, Alex. It's like, if you need somebody to be in your new Oceans movie, I got your back, man. He's like, yeah, dude, that'd be tight shit. Like, good looks. I'm like, hey, they knocked off, what, five casinos in that movie? We got this. I need to see more of his work, too. I know he does a lot of stand-up. What, J. Alex Cowell. I think if you're looking on Facebook or what, the Cowell era? Maybe that's Instagram. I don't know. He's all over the joint, though. Look him up, though. I think he's based up in New York, unless he's just visiting there extensively. But he's doing a lot of the, not the sitcom, what's that word I'm looking for? The comedy joints. Improv. He's doing a lot of that stuff. Looks like he's doing some good work with little film and photography. I thought he was a broadcast major like myself, but hey, I mean, at least with the improv, he's still getting to use that. But no, branch out, that's fine. Just check out his work and shit like that. He's a funny dude. He can tell a good story as well. I mean, he don't need too much of a script. When we had some comedy shows over at the school, back at the AIFL, Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, yeah. Boy, I wonder who has any of that shit anymore. I mean, that did get recorded, but if anybody's got some of that shit, yeah. I think I did one decent set and one, you know? But no, Jerome, he was able to kill that shit nonstop. He was like that clutch hitter, you know? It's like, all right, everybody's been good, but literally, it was kind of like, we want to see what this fucking guy's got to say. Especially that first run, that first show that I was in there with him. Actually, I think he was in both shows I did, so to be fair. But the first show I was in, his set just killed it. I mean, sure, he had it kind of scripted up and set and, you know, have the DJ play a certain song when he starts bringing up some, but it was done so fucking good. Done really well. And I mean, if that was just a hint of his fucking comedic side and what he can do, kind of create some material and bring stuff up and run with it, go with it, it's like, yeah, he can go places. It would not surprise me, because, I mean, if he's based in New York, no surprise if he fucking makes Saturday Night Live or some shit like that down the road. I mean, I don't know how big he's blowing up to whatever degree, but it wouldn't surprise me in the least, you know. And here I was, the dope in fucking, I think it was senior year of high school or something like that, or maybe it was like the 8th grade fucking, the junior high fucking graduation, the yearbook. And it's like, in 10 years, where will you find, you know, where can we find you? And I had the little thing like, oh, in 10 years, you're going to find Mike Lacomiak screwing up his lines, doing stand-up on the Letterman show. That didn't exactly come to fruition 5 years ago, but, you know, I'd like to think I got a comedic side to me. I haven't really applied myself to it, but Jerome J. Alex Cowell, yeah, he's definitely got something good there. And I mean, so on the positive vibe note, that cat's still rolling with some good shit. And it's cool to see people working like that I went to school with. Like, I always see some people said, when we were in school that, I was this and I was that. Like, I don't know, I'm not one to beat my chest like that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm clearly, fucking, you need to do it this way because fucking that's how I did it and I got an A+ or whatever. Like, I'm not that at all, It's like, I kind of know, I know my limitations on a lot of things, and I think that's really helped me. Sometimes that's held me back. Well, it's probably held me back more than it's helped me, I'll say that much. Because, as far as, pushing the envelope or kind of rattling a fucking cage, yeah, I'm not really one to do that either. So, for everybody else that's out there and doing shit, Krista Wilkins is another one. I believe she's going as DJ MK up in the Orlando area on The Beat. What are they? They're 104.3 The Beat, whereas here in Miami, we're 105.3 The Beat. And if I know right, it's DJ MK. God, I hope that's right. Because it's not KW. But at any rate. No, and like, she's always up there. There's promotional fucking shots. And like, she's at the club. She went to, what is that, Scratch Academy down here? And it's basically like DJing school, essentially. She went through all that stuff. Seemed to enjoy it. I mean, and yeah, she's going with that. I don't know, like, again, I don't know if she's like blowing up and got her own set, got her own show, or whatever the hell, what the case might be. But I mean, she's putting out enough promotional shit, on Facebook. And it's just good to see that, especially to stay within what you're doing. And I mean, while I don't want to knock anybody else, well, I'm not trying to knock anybody. But when I see somebody, yeah, they're doing well, but it's not within the business. It's not within what we went to school for. Another one, Suzette Fernandez. Suzette Sears, actually. She's married since. But she's doing well. I'm still down in the Miami area, if I know right, on I don't know what Latino channel or whatever that's for, but she's always posting stuff. Sorry, I can't speak Spanish, and I don't always click the translate button to see what the deal is and what's going on. Well, because, a lot of it, even the interviews that are done, the people are speaking Spanish, so it's something that I literally don't understand. But she's always posting up stuff, whether it's promotional things, got some recording artist in, she's doing an interview with, and all that stuff. It's just really cool to see those kinds of things. I dig that stuff. When somebody, like I said, somebody that I went to school with, and they're doing shit with the business. I would like to think out of all of us that are still within the business, so to speak, like I'm the one that's worse off on the totem pole, as it were. Like, yeah, I'm still working, sports station here, and granted, I get to work with the Miami Dolphins Finsiders, which is like that's a legit fucking thing for down here. Monday through Friday, they do pretty much 3 hours every Monday through Friday talking Dolphins, other stuff too, but like they're kind of the Fox Sports Florida Miami Dolphins team, if you will. But then I also get to run. I just ran the Marlins game, right? Literally, I ran a ton of them last year. I've run pretty much all of them except for when I'm on vacation this year. After a small stretch, but I'm running a truckload of them. No, but also we run the Dolphins games. I was in on that, running them all last year. Gonna be doing them all this year. It's so like I am kind of doing some cool shit. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't see myself to that level, and it's a work in progress. I applaud the people who are up there. Like I said, maybe they rattle the cage a little bit more. I'm not that kind of person, and maybe I need to start doing that. That's understandable. I'll take pointers from anybody. I'll take pointers from whoever's trying to get themselves locked in with, or are locked into something. Think they can give me a little tip. It's like, hey, it's like anything. If I can refer to sports, it's like, hey, come on. Widen up your stance, or hold the bat this way, or when you go for your jump shot, set your feet a little better, whatever the case is. You always got to take pointers on something to get better. So like I'll take the pointers. Constructive criticism, fine. I mean, I'll go with shit along the ropes. You show me the ropes, I'll do all the climbing, And it ain't gonna take me long to almost get bored with it. Be like, all right, what's next? What's next? What's that next little challenge? What's that next little nuance we have to, take care of? Actually, now that I think about it, I may miss one game for the Dolphins because there's a wedding I need to attend in November. That aside, the people that I was in school with, I mean, shit, my old roommate, Dominic Easter, I've mentioned him before. That dude doesn't stop. Russo, he works in with Dominic quite a bit from what I know. That dude, he's always doing shit, whether it's making commercials or music videos or something along that way. Shit. Tyler Council and Cody Lewick, am I saying that correctly? Tyler and Cody, anybody that knew them knows who the fuck I'm talking about. I think they were the ones that made that music video, that like 6-year-old rapper. Oh god. Well, like apparently they just put out an album too. And I guess, it's, I don't know if it's just iTunes only or whatever, but they put out an album. I don't know, Tyler, I guess, is more of the video guy, and Cody's more the recording artist, if you will. But, I mean, they've collaborated on shit, and, the Sick Ones. If you want to look them up, the Sick Ones. Check out, that's their shit, I think, and the Real Idiots on YouTube, REEL, like film reel, the Real Idiots. I did voiceover work for one of the projects. It's just cool to see the people. Oh shit! And granted, I did. Not that I went to school with him, but he was one of my instructors. And actually, there were a couple instructors involved. Joshua Carabello. Excuse me if it's wrong. My last name's not the easiest to pronounce either. Yes, Josh, I remember that. But I mean, he has made a short film, and it's won some awards already along. I don't know if it's done Sundance yet, but it's along the lines of the LGBT community. Wow, crotch rockets flying that fast down 595. Excuse me if that spooked me a little. That's just not safe. Woo! Anyway, Josh made a movie. And he had some help from, a lot of people. One of them was, one of my editing teacher, video editing, Kevin Smith. No, not that Kevin Smith, Kevin Breen Smith, Breen. If you want to look him up. Josh Caraballo and Kevin Breen Smith. They were my instructors, two of them. And they helped to make this movie called Being Transgressive. If you want to check that one out, I honestly don't know if it's on a YouTube thing or if they got DVDs ready to go or on-demand purchases. But it's called Being Transgressive. I do feel bad with this too. Financially, I got into a jam at the beginning of the new year, right? Remember when I got into that car crash? That really set me back. And Josh had posted some stuff up on Facebook saying, like, any donations would help, blah, blah, blah. If you want to be a part of the film crew or be an extra, something along those lines, any help is good. So I started on the donation bit. I only made one donation, and I felt bad because I wanted to do more. It's like I'll do a little bit, week by week. I couldn't afford to just throw the lump sum that I was kind of thinking of at the time. I mean, I do feel cheap because of it, but like I said, a little bit of financial hardships hit me, when you have to go buy a new car, sets you back about 10 grand. I would have loved to put a lot more into that, into the donation process for that film. But even with that, with the Being Transgressive film, I was invited to the private screening of it at the Gateway Theater in Fort Lauderdale. It's to think that even though I didn't do as much as I wanted to, it was still appreciated. Thank you. You are welcome to come view the show and all the festivities we got going on afterwards. It's sign up. And yes, hey, I'll say this. I got no shame in saying this. I still have the rose. Josh handed out roses to everybody, whether they were cast, crew, sponsors. What's the word I'm looking for? Donors. People who donated to help the film. He gave everybody a rose. I still have it. Yes, I do. It's a flower. Okay, it's not in the best condition, but I still have it. If need be, Josh, I can send you a picture. I still got that damn flower. Say I won't. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if that's a token of thanks and everything else that went along with what little I did, yeah, I mean, I get that, and it's just good to see that people I went to school with are still doing shit and making shit happen. I want to be a part of that. And I mean, I don't even know if they're in the same circles together. I know that Josh and Kevin are. But that's, they know what the fuck they're doing, to be perfectly honest. I mean, they've been in the business. They've done a lot. They are instructors at the school. And that's not to knock everybody else that I've named, that I've been going to school with. But it's just, it's kind of, they're on a different course right now. It's like you can literally say that they've worked in the business on kind of, big things. Well, yeah, that does sound pretty negative towards the other people I've named. Because I know Dominic does a lot of shit. I think he's done, national commercials for, I want to say it was, for Dodge or something like that. I know he's done. In some music videos for Pitbull, for Christ's sake. So I know he's doing big shit. But he doesn't really pump his chest like that either. That's why that's a cool motherfucker. Because he's not, look at everything I'm doing, and, puts up 94 hashtags onto a fucking, one picture of what he's doing and shit like that. And, maybe he's got these pictures all floating all over the place, I don't know, but it doesn't invade fucking, it doesn't invade Facebook when I log on. I mean, there might be here's a shot of, just where they're shooting, the scene of it all and everything. It's all right, cool shit. You know what? He's not taking that many pictures. There, one click, we're good. There's the picture I'm putting up. I got to get to work now because we're on the fucking time. Clock's ticking. Shit's got to get done. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. Is people like that, they're always working and grinding and getting shit done. And I mean, to whatever degree, what can I really do? I mean, not so much. It's not like I'm at Sun Life Stadium for the Dolphin game. No, I'm at headquarters at our studios. So it's like, it's a little different. I mean, yeah, maybe I could be taking pictures and shit like that, or hey, I can see the stadium from the studio windows. I could be doing shit like that, but, the ones plugging away and working, they give you a peek of what they're doing. They give you a little snippet, like, here's part of the photo shoot that we were working on, to be continued. I like that shit. They're giving you a sample. They're not over flooding the fuck out of it. And it's like, I went to school with these people. Like, that's kind of inspiring, and that sometimes, it's just like a little, damn, I need to do more. I need to do shit like that. Emergency vehicle up ahead looks like a policeman, and there might have been a crash. So, yeah, we're winding down. I'm just about to cross over. I'm on Sunrise, about to cross over Power Line. Of course, I'm heading east towards the beaches. So I'm getting close to home. Let me double check it here. Got about 4 minutes left. It's just really cool to see the shit that people I went to school with are doing. And it is good to see that they're still in the business. Cindy Hing is another one. She's kind of quiet on social media, but I know she's doing a lot of shit. I think maybe it's her brother or her cousin is doing some artwork stuff, and she tends to post that up. I don't know what she's doing personally. I don't know if she's any kind of a field reporter, broadcast journalist, or something like that. I mean, she's still like in the media biz. I just don't know to what extent. She could be kind of, web designer, some shit like that, web blogs. But she's still in it, and then, kind of here and there put stuff up online. I just like seeing that from everybody I went to school with. Like, I don't know, part of me has that big brother syndrome where even if I get to, even if it means I fall behind, I want others to succeed, others around me. Because if they get better, that means I have to get better too. Or, vice versa. Like I said, I got complimented enough on some of the work I did. And it's just, and I want to help those around me to, excuse me as I pass by the emergency vehicles. But it's like, I want to help those around me so they can get, they can get to their highest fucking capabilities, So I kind of had that big brother, that helper mentality. If somebody needed, they wanted help script reading, or how should I word this, how should I write this, blah, blah, all that stuff. If we're doing editing, how should I chop this up, video or audio? Like how should this go along? And, I'd put in my 2 cents, we'd collaborate on it, or whatever the case was. And, you want others around you to do well, because that ups, dare I say, hey, you're all competition. But that's good, because without competition, motherfuckers get lazy and complacent and stagnant. So competition is good. I like competition. Like I said, I'm sometimes in awe of what the people I went to school with, what they're doing. Because, damn, I kind of want to be doing shit like that, or something to that notoriety. And maybe to them, running the Dolphins games would be a fucking dream. Getting to talk to Jimmy Cephalo, and, there's Joe Rose. There's Bob Greasy, the Hall of Famer, right? It's like, yeah, Sam Madison, Pro Bowler, New York Giants Super Bowl champion. But yeah, I've met him. Troy Stradford, Miami Dolphin, 1987 Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, I know them. I know Troy Stradford well enough. I knew him from the old station I was at. It's just the way it is. But, maybe they would want to, switch what they're doing for what I kind of got. And notice, like, all those, those ball players, I haven't taken pictures of them and posted them up, selfies with me and, because I'm not that kind of guy. Maybe I should. Maybe that gives me more clout, credibility, whatever. But I'm just not that kind of a media whore, if you want to call it that. And I work in the media, so yeah, good luck to me, right? North Carolina plate to my left, and I know I'm getting low here on time. Just under a minute. That being the case, yeah, to everybody out there, I started off Michael Wolf. I mentioned Josh and Kevin. I mentioned Suzette and Cindy are still relatively good friends and collaborate with shit together. Jay Alexander, Krista Wilkins, all these people. Dominic Easter, my first roommate in college. All these people. Sorry if I missed anybody that I mentioned earlier, but I got to wrap this thing up in about 20 seconds. You are my competition. And at least if I can't get up to your level, you're damn right I want to surpass what you're doing. So let's keep that fucking ball rolling, right? Less than 10 seconds to go. Until we meet again, I'll catch your ass down the road.